got YouTube problems this morning, but we had a few technical issues. So I think we're sort of good to go. Today now is the licensing. Oh, sorry, beg your pardon. I need to have the live stream to commence. So if we could wait 2 minutes, I'll get confirmation that that's actually working.
It's working.
Thanks, Hannah. Start again. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Licensing Act 2003 committee. I just want to go through the attendance. If everyone could just take off their mic off mute and just say that they're in attendance, please. As I go through, I have Councillor Clark.
Present.
Thank you. Councillor Crumby.
Present.
Thank you. Councillor Donoghue.
Present.
Thank you. Councillor Dalston.
Present.
Thank you. Councillor Hazeldine.
Yes, here.
Thank you. Councillor Cindy Hughes.
Present.
Thank you. Councillor Brian Jones.
Here.
Thank you. Councillor Lee.
Yeah.
Thanks, Councillor. Councillor Newell. I think you may be on. Are you on mute, Councillor Newell? Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you. I can hear you. Councillor Nicholson. I did actually have a tentative for Councillor Nicholson, so I'm assuming he is be apologies. And Councillor Andy Scott.
Yes, here.
Thank you. And Councillor Snedker.
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you very much. So I'll mark Councillor Nicholson for apologies, but he may well join the meeting. The first item we have on the agenda for the Licensing Act 2003 is to appoint a chair for the municipal year 2020-21. Do I have any nominations for the chair, please? If you could raise your hand if you wish to make a nomination. Councillor Donoghue.
Yes, I'd like to nominate Brian Jones.
Thank you. Is that seconded, councillors? Councillor Clark?
Yes, seconded.
Thank you very much. So what I'll do is I'll take a roll call again, if we can take a vote on that, please. If I call out your name, if you just say whether you're for or against the appointment of Councillor Jones as the chair, please. Councillor Clark.
For.
Thank you. Councillor Crumby.
For.
Councillor Donoghue.
For.
Councillor Dalston.
For.
Thank you. Councillor Hazeldine. Councillor Hazeldine.
For.
Thank you. Councillor Cindy Hughes.
For.
Thank you.
For.
Councillor Jones.
For.
Councillor Lee.
For.
Thank you. Councillor Newell.
For.
Thank you. Councillor Nicholson's absent. Councillor Scott.
For.
And Councillor Snedker.
For.
Thank you very much. So that's been carried. So Councillor Brian Jones be appointed chair, please. Can you take the chair, Councillor?
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My apologies for a lot of the blame to do with the mix-up this morning, but we'll get there eventually. Item 3 on the agenda is appointment of a vice chair for this municipal year, and I'd like to nominate Councillor Donoghue. That's seconded.
Seconded.
Do you want me to do
Yes, please.
roll call? Yep. Again, if I'd go along and just to put a vote on that, please, councillors. Again, if I could.
I've got my hand up.
Oh, sorry, Councillor Hazeldine.
I'd like to nominate Councillor Andy Scott.
Do we have a seconder for Councillor Andy Scott, please, to be vice chair?
Seconded.
Councillor Newell. 2 seconds. So what I'll need to do is we now have on the table Councillor Donoghue to be vice chair, and we've got Councillor Scott has been nominated for Councillor Hazeldine. So what I'll take is the amendment first. So what we're going to vote on now is Councillor Scott to be the vice chair. So if I go through the name call again, if people could just say if they're for or against. Councillor Clark.
Against.
Councillor Crumby.
For.
Councillor Donoghue.
Against.
Councillor Dalston.
Against.
Councillor Hazeldine.
For.
Councillor Cindy Hughes.
For.
Councillor Brian Jones.
Against.
Councillor Lee,
Against.
Councillor Newell,
4.
Kevin Nicholson's not here, Councillor Scott,
4.
and Councillor Snedker.
4.
Right, let me just do a quick tally, please. So that's 6 for and 5 against. So that means that the nomination for Councillor Scott to be Vice Chair has been carried.
Thank you. Item 4 on the agenda. Are there any declarations of interest, please? I'll take that as a no. Item 5, to confirm the minutes of the meeting of this committee held on the 23rd of April 2019. I'm sure there must be one or two of us here, I think. Can I ask for someone to move those, please?
I'll move them, Chair.
I'll move them.
Councillor Lee was here. Thank you, Councillor Lee, and seconded by Councillor Newell. We agree those are true record. Thank you very much. Item 6, an update relating to the Licensing Act policy review. Report of the Director of Economic Growth. Colin, are you going to go through this with us?
Yes, I will. Thank you, Chair. Good morning, everybody. This is just a report in relation to an update on the Licensing Act policy review. This policy is due for renewal in January 2021. And this is an ongoing 5-yearly rota for the policy. We have had all this scheduled in for this year. However, as you can imagine, the COVID has impacted massively on the timescales for the policy, but also the massive impact that that COVID has had on the hospitality trade, particularly licensed premises, especially when a lot of these premises have been compelled to close because of the regulations. The dynamics have changed considerably, and I don't think we can underestimate the fact that this impact may last for several years. And these are concerns that have been expressed at the North East Strategic Licensing Group, which I attend on behalf of Darlington Borough Council. Most local authorities are in the same position of having to renew their licensing policy due in January 2021. However, we've all expressed concerns that how can we adequately consult with an industry that's been so badly damaged. It may never actually recover to how it was before COVID. There's new legislation, emergency legislation, which has been introduced as well, which was only introduced in July, and we had no time to assess the impact of that. Because of these concerns, the chair of the Local Government Association consulted with the Home Office to inquire whether it would be possible to delay the publication of policies or the licensing policy. And the result was from Home Office that it would be a local decision, and under these circumstances, which are unique, it would be acceptable for the Local Government Association to delay, provided that work has progressed once some level of normality has returned. And as I said, we've already been working on our licensing policy earlier this year. So it's proposed that its decisions made for Darlington's current Licensing Act policy to remain in place until April 2021, when the revised policy could be approved. This will afford the local authority the opportunity to do some meaningful consultations. And as you're aware, furlough doesn't end until the end of October, and then after that we may find or see a better picture of what the license and trade is like within Darlington, and hopefully be able to consult on something which has changed considerably since the earlier part of the year. We've also got to consider as well that a large part of the policy development is in consultation with other responsible authorities, and they have been in the same position where they've had their resources have been diverted into other areas. So by delaying, having a slight delay until April, we'll be in a better position to consult with our stakeholders as well as the public and the licence and trade. So the recommendation is that we delay we retain the current policy until April 2021 for the sufficient consultation to take place. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you, Colin. Do members have any questions of the licensing manager? Any questions? No, nothing doing? Okay, the recommendation is that the licensing committee retain the current Licensing Act policy until April 2021 to allow sufficient consultation time with the hospitality trade and stakeholders once COVID-19 regulations have been sufficiently relaxed. Can we take a vote on that, please? Can you go through the names? Any hands up? All those in favour, can you put your hand up, please? Is that it? Thank you. Looks like thank you. That looks like a majority, ladies and gentlemen. That's approved. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
There are no supplementary items that I'm aware of. Are there any questions, anyone? Okay, thank you. We'll move on to the General Licensing Subcommittee agenda. Sorry?
We finished Licensing Act 2003.
Right, okay. Yeah, we'll be having that meeting at 10 o'clock. A little bit earlier because we have a taxi driver to interview. But for those of you who are not on the subcommittee, thank you very much for your attendance. Short and sweet.
So if everybody would like to leave this meeting, and for those members who are actually on the sub, they'll need to rejoin the 10 o'clock meeting. Many thanks.
Thank you.